Y'all, Wizard101's latest update just added something to the game that people have been asking for years. So for some context, right, there was a maintenance last night. They basically did a whole reset of the season in the arena, so there's like a new PvP season. Normally, all that happens with the new season is ranks reset, and you'll maybe see a card ban or two, so for like balancing purposes. But this season, they updated the battle pass, which is basically the system that they have for giving you rewards as you PvP. And here's the real story. One of the rewards, you don't even have to pay any crowns for this. All you have to do is PvP. It's actually a free reward. One of the rewards is a completely new pet with a guaranteed talent. Now, they've done this guaranteed talent thing just a couple of times before, but they've never done it with, you know, a universally, you know, like appreciated talent like Spellproof. How does this work, you might ask, right? Let's say you get this pet. It is an exclusive pet, so you will have to do PvP for it. But let's say that you PvP, get this pet. When you start pet training it, no matter what, at teen, it's guaranteed to get Spellproof. The item cards are also really cool. Please do not quote me on this, but based on my current sources, this gives threefold at baby, but it also gives virulence as you basically, you know, upgrade the pet more as you train it up. So what we're looking at is a pet with not one, but two extremely useful cards. One of them, virulence, is actually really good for PvE, and it has a guaranteed pet talent, and it's a talent that everybody wants. It's the highest resist talent literally in the game. There's no such thing as a good pet without Spellproof, in my opinion. Now, the other rewards in the battle pass are mostly unchanged, but keep in mind, most of these are already pretty dope. First up, pet XP elixirs. These I basically just get one on every wizard every season, and it's actually very easy to get, barely any PvP involved. And I'd say especially for members, it's actually like, let's say that you want the paid rewards from this as well. It's actually very cheap, 2,500 crowns for what you get. I'd say it's more than worth it just for the elixirs alone. Just to clarify, in case people are confused, because I know not a lot of people interact with the battle pass, when you do PvP, whether you win or lose, you actually get points. You get more points for winning. And if one of the rewards has a lock on it, that means you have to like buy the battle pass in order to unlock it. But all of the ones that don't have a lock, including like, you know, Perot's, pet XP, energy elixirs, even things like Lunari that are used in other side activities, all of these are available for free. It seems like Wiz is once again adding better and better incentives for PvPing. And what I really like is that it seems that at least one focus this time around has been pets. For a lot of people, the main reason they don't even do PvP, it's hard to get a good pet body, good talents, no pet fails. You need energy elixirs, mega snacks. You need access to all kinds of things in order to get a good pet. What do I think of this guaranteed pet talent and, you know, it being a PvP exclusive reward? I love it. I honestly think they need to scale this feature up, though. I know this is some serious head-ass activity, you know, looking at something this much of an improvement from how pet training works right now, and immediately I'm asking for more. But in my opinion, the way you make pets in Wizard101 always involves a good base pet, and base pets have to be adults. I think if you're gonna make people PvP just to get these guaranteed pet talent pets in general, there's two big things holding it back. One, you don't have enough guaranteed pet talents to make bases. What I would love to see is maybe Proof and Dealer, maybe Proof and Pain Giver. Pain Giver is a really good talent these days because of dual school. I think it would make a relatively unused feature, the guaranteed pet talent thing that they finally started to look into again. It would make it a slam dunk. The other thing that I think Wiz needs to start doing is when they do a good idea like this, I think they need to make it accessible to every school, right? A pet that gives threefold and virulence, you're gonna love that on a det. That's probably the new best pet. It may be comparable to every other pet that we've already had, but threefolds help you do damage and get pips as a death. You can sacrifice weaknesses for both damage and pips depending on what spell you use. And virulence, obviously, if you're using any sort of death hit, deaths are gonna love. But where's the equivalent fuel and furnace pet for fire? Where's the equivalent, I don't know, devotion and blade pet for light? This, at the end of the day, is an extremely good idea that if Wiz doesn't scale up, is gonna be just a lost opportunity. I think one thing that I'd love to see is for them to make this, you know, Panther Kit 10 or whatever, maybe customized based on the school of the person opening the battle pass. I don't know how much extra work that would be. It might be as simple as a reskin and change out some item cards. That would make this battle pass the greatest thing that they've ever added in PvP in a long time. It'd also be nice, since they're trying to, like, you know, release tournaments more and more. It would be really nice. Let's say they can't add a battle pass reward. Maybe, you know, have different pets with different item cards cycle around and make it so that the person that gets first place gets that pet. I guarantee you, you make pets that are, you know, maybe not extremely useful compared to other pets, but just cool to have. they're a flex. People will run to these tournaments and actually use the tokens that most people probably aren't using. They're just stockpiling them at this point. I think you would see a lot more people doing tournaments. I think this kind of guaranteed pet talent reward would be a great way for people to, one, do tournaments and have a reason to do them, and two, if one of the things holding them back from the ranked queue is access to a pet, things with more guaranteed pet talents, more competitive item cards, things that maybe item cards that are part of fusion formulas, right? Anything that can maybe, you know, give you a little bit more breathing room when you're, you know, starting off PvP. I think all of those would be great ideas for, you know, like pet item cards, any sort of rewards for doing tournaments, PvP. I can't be the only one who thinks this. I think pet training in general has gotten extremely stagnant, and a lot of people have a very negative perception of the meta pet now. For one, this pet, ever since the Void Raid, has been extremely meta for a handful of schools, and you have to raid for it. That's ridiculous, right? Even as someone who has this pet, I don't like that this many years in, there's still no, you know, valid alternative, especially from PvPing to, like, you know, use a new pet in PvP. Why don't we have that? And I think balance with Dark Pact is actually not the best example. When you look at other schools, you're looking at like Ice with the Blimp pet, Myth with the Maple Moose pet. Like, yeah, those are really, really cool pets, but why don't we have any other comparable pets from pets that we got years ago? It makes no sense. It also does look like they're adding even more incentives in, you know, an upcoming update, probably very, very soon. There have been leaks of the Duelist's Doublet or whatever, which used to be tournament rewards from the old school tournaments we used to have. And while that gear looked sick, it looks like they're trying to put their own creative twist on it by adding symbols to the capes and stuff. I think a lot of people don't like how these look, and frankly, if that's the only big tournament reward or PvP reward that we're gonna get added for, you know, the first time in a year other than this pet, I just feel like it's gonna feel underwhelming. What I hope is, one, they revisit this idea of just putting a PNG on a cape for a tournament incentive. I feel like that's crazy. But also, maybe they could also focus on things that are more functional, not just cosmetic, especially for PvP. I feel like guaranteed pet talents, cooler item cards just for PvPing, especially without paying. I feel like that's such a good direction. All things considered, y'all, if you didn't know, there's a really, really cool new type of PvP reward added on to the elixirs and other things that are cosmetic that we can get right now. So progress is progress. I'm very happy. I hope they scale it up. I want this to be way more accessible to way more schools, and I want it to shake up pet making in general. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys like the idea of guaranteed pet talents, and what other sources in game other than PvP would y'all like to see it in? If anything, people do a whole lot of other side activities, so let me know where you guys think more cool pets should be rewarded from. I'm sure the devs would like that feedback too. I'm sure they're gonna read the comments, so drop a comment, drop a like if you enjoy, leave a sub if you're new, and as always, if somebody hasn't told you you're awesome today, they doing something wrong. Stay awesome, y'all. See y'all soon. Welcome to the new season of PvP, and yeah.